That's kind of where I was going next is like I know the therapy we talked about super in depth is not always accessible for a lot of people. And so resources that I typically provide might be along the lines of like exploring EMDR or finding what works for you when it comes to like finding a sense of like safety and connectedness to your body. Because I think that's a really, like, to boil things down to, it's like we need to feel safe within our bodies in order for us to feel like content and stable in the day to day.
Hmm.
And so whatever that looks like to each person might be different. It might be meditation, it might be breath work, it might be mindfulness, it might be forest bathing. There's so many different things that you can do. Um, so
Did you just
that's a
say
big thing.
forest bathing?
Yeah. My friend did a forest bathing workshop once, and it was like a woman doing like mindfulness when it comes to like nature and like the mindfulness aspect of like being in forests or like being connected to the earth.
Huh.
That's also a thing that's coming about. Yeah.
I like forests.
Yeah. And so, yeah, finding whatever it is that helps you feel safe and calm within your body and doing that more as a practice. Because the more that we practice being in a calm state, the easier it is for us to return to that calm state. And in stressful situations, returning to that calm state. And that next step would be like inducing stress and training your body to be calm when stress is induced as well. And that's also can be done through like breath work or exercise or whatever it is. And then being mindful of that experience, I think, is really powerful in itself too, because then you're like, yeah, I'm doing something impactful for myself as a human, so then that way I can have a better experience. I'm more calm more often. Um, I feel less anxious because I know that XYZ and I'm safe with my body, etc.
Hmm.
I can send some links to maybe some like people that have been really impactful in my journey. Specifically, Brené Brown was a really beautiful person for me when it comes to like her mindset in regards to like shame, and the opposite of feeling connected is feeling shamed. And that was just like a completely like brain exploding experience because you see shame all the time in society, and that's such a powerful driving controlling factor that you use as he's Charlie just passed me this book because I think he
Okay.
wants me to talk to you about it. But that's a big piece of it too, is finding those mentors or finding those people that like help you understand the world a little bit better and help you feel more like readily able to handle the day to day.
Hmm.
He passed me this book by Louise Hayes called Heal Your Body.
Okay.
This also goes in depth with like the brain body connection
Hmm.
because as it connects to QNRT, your mental and physical ailments are often connected to like your emotional state or your emotional being.
Okay.
And she did tons of research. She helped people for over like 30 years figure out like their physical ailments and how it connected to like emotional distress and emotional trauma or emotional whatever. And so this is a really great resource in itself. Like,
Okay.
for example, like there's the emotional connection of like hip pain is connected to the feeling of being overburdened in life and not able to like carry the load of all that you're trying to carry.
Huh.
It's a little woo woo as well, more than a little woo woo, but it's really awesome. And it's cool because me and Charlie will look through this a lot actually, where we're like, hey, like, I have this thing going on. What does it mean emotionally? And it's just kind of funny to kind of talk about. Well, not just funny, but it's cool to talk about, and then it's also like creating that awareness of like, oh yeah, I'm not just a brain. Oh yeah, I have a body, and my body's impacted by my mental and physical and emotional well-being.
And it can help direct you to something that you might have overlooked, like Oh, that
Mm-hmm.
means, I'm feeling overburdened. Am I feeling over? Oh yeah, I do have this going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
It is really cool. So I know you're in the fitness world, and so I'll show you the one. I'll talk to you about the one for being overweight, actually.
Okay.
So being overweight is often connected to oversensitivity, often represents fear and shows a need for protection. So this
Mm,
fear might be covering hidden anger or resistance to forgive somebody. So weight can often protect, like, is a protective mechanism for like hiding us from the rest of the world. So it
makes
has
sense.
like the connection, and then it also has like a little statement to help you kind of process it. Like it's an affirmation to help you kind of like work through a little bit.
Hmm.
And it's funny because it says, "I'm always safe and secure." Going back to that importance of feeling safe in your body and safe in the world. And I'm willing to grow and take responsibility for my life. I forgive others, and I'm now able to own the life and create it as I want it.
Hmm.
So, food for thought, of course, but I think I get super nerded out about those types of things because I think it's like almost like a body life hack in itself because it's like, oh, yeah, the reason why my body is like displaying these things is like there is a reason, and like it's typically like a signal that something's not going on well, and it could be physically, it could be emotionally. And we disconnect our emotions from our bodies and how it affects us way too much.
Yeah.
Way too much. And so, yeah, that's another great resource.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, your breath work classes that you do?
Mm-hmm.
You do those like online or like
Mm-hmm.
is that okay?
So I'll be doing some more upward like workshops, like just so people
Hmm.
can get exposed to it that really haven't partake like in breathwork previously, so they can learn a little bit more about it. And so I typically post them on my Facebook page, and I have a business page that I'm creating for myself. I just haven't got like the LLC stuff all worked out yet, but I can definitely get you that link eventually. But if anyone wants to work with me directly or wants to book with me directly, I'm on a practitioner based website, and it's literally heal.me/Amelia is the link to get to my page.